My mother raised me with tough love, and she said that she knew that one day I'd have to go out on my own and make it on my own. And she wanted to make sure I was prepared. And at the time, being a child, I didn't understand that. And I somewhat resented it. But now that I'm an adult, I understand and I'm thankful that she did do that. I had two great parents that made sure that I got what I needed and did what I had to do. The hardest thing was that being raised in the 50s and 60s, attitudes about disabilities were quite different. And my mother wouldn't let me talk about my epilepsy for fear that others would make fun of me. Consequently, I couldn't talk about it, and people knew I was different, but they didn't understand why, so they made fun of me anyway. When I moved out on my own, I decided that I was going to be upfront, totally honest with people, and if they could accept me for who I was, fine, and if they couldn't, I'd go on to the next person. I was not going to live my life undercover. Well, after I left that job in Virginia, I moved up here to Toledo, and I took a job in a small private school that knew about my epilepsy when they hired me. And then February of that year, they fired me because I was having too many seizures. They knew about it when they hired me. And there were a lot of people that were outraged about it. And I was at a loss to know what really to do. And I'm sure my parents talked to me about coming back home. But I thought, what would I do if they weren't here? I'd have to face this myself. So I just stayed up here, and I stayed with several different people. When I'm not on medical leave, I do volunteer work at the Epilepsy Center at UTMC. I'm very involved with People First of Toledo. While I'm not doing what I originally planned to do, I love my life now. I feel like I'm really doing something to help people and hopefully to make their lives a little easier. I've been blessed with many great friends, but two in particular, Nancy and Frances, have been my adopted sisters for years. We've been very close. And together we have formed the Three Musketeers shopping group every Saturday at Walmart. Unfortunately, Frances died December 31st of last year. Frances and I helped each other immensely. She helped me through all my surgeries and my illnesses, and she helped me do things that I would have trouble doing with one hand. And I tried to help her through things that she needed help with, and we were just very lucky to have each other in our lives. No matter who you are, no matter what kind of disability you have, be proud of yourself and the person that you are.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.